everybody, welcome back to an episode of the 3 Count Super. I'm War Machine MJ. Hope you guys are safe. Hope you guys are taken care of. I'm here today to talk about NXT and NXT UK. Now, let's go ahead and start with NXT from March 11th. It was their Performance Center debut. Well, no. Well, okay, NXT had its debut at the Performance Center. Halftime Heat was a completely separate thing. Anyway, this wasn't the empty arena Performance Center. This was filled with fans. So, kicked off the show with Keith Lee taking on Cameron Grimes, and this was a pretty good match. Keith Lee got the victory over Cameron Grimes. Afterwards, he was attacked by Damian Priest. And while Priest was relishing in his work, Dijakovic chased off Priest, and as soon as Keith Lee got his bearings right, he planted Dijakovic with a spirit bomb. So yeah, basically Keith Lee isn't showing any favors while he's holding on to the North American Championship. Next, we had a qualifier for the NXT Women's Championship NXT Women's Number One Contendership ladder match. That was going to be at TakeOver Tampa, but as of this recording, Tampa has been canceled. So yeah, it was between Mia Yim and Dakota Kai. Of course, Mia Yim got the victory. Afterwards, Mia Yim was beaten down by Raquel Gonzalez. So next we had Kushida defeating Raul Mendoza, and it was a pretty alright match. However, after we came back from commercial, there was footage of Raul Mendoza being kidnapped by luchadors. Like, no joke. They kidnapped this man. Next we had heard from Rhea Ripley, and she was relishing in putting Charlotte on her ass the couple of days prior, the Monday Night Raw prior, which led Charlotte to come back to the Performance Center and, well, basically lay out Rhea Ripley. Next, we had another qualifier for the ladder match between Tegan Nox and Deonna Purrazzo, which Tegan Nox got the victory. Yeah. Then we had a promo from Velveteen Dream, basically saying, "Yeah, everything I've been doing since I got back, it was all about Adam Cole. It was all about getting in his head and living there rent free, and masterful job." Next, we had Tag Team Championship match as the Broserweights defended against the Undisputed Era, and the Broserweights got the victory, even though grizzled young vets tried to help out the Undisputed Era. But yeah. And finally, that leads to our main segment, which was a brawl throughout the Performance Center by Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. They beat the hell out of each other and tried to destroy the Performance Center as well. Of course, it's hard to say who was a winner, but Tommaso Ciampa walked out under his own power. Well, no, both men fell off the crow's nest above the announce table, so no man was the winner in this one. And then NXT from March 18th, which was the empty Full Sail Arena show, or Performance Center show, was nothing more than character development and highlight reels. So it was a skipped match. So next we move on to the March 12th edition of NXT UK. where we started the show off with the Prince Finn Balor making his NXT UK debut, as he as he kind of made as he made Imperium look like a bunch of chumps, mostly Alexander Wolf, who would later request a match against Balor, set at the end of the night. Next, we had Sam Stoker, Lewis Howley, Pretty Deadly, taking on Dan Maloney, who's bland like stale bologna. Oh no, it rhymes. Shut up. And Darius Gordon, or if you watched any of your Defiant Wrestling, you know he was man like Darius. Phenomenal athlete. However, him and Dan Maloney didn't get the victory over Pretty Deadly. Next, we had Noam Dar taking on Ligero. Of course, the Scottish Supernova 11 beat Ligero, so no surprise. Next, we had Danny Luna taking on Amale, which ended in no contest when Kaylee Ray hit the ring and beat the hell out of both competitors. And finally, in the main event, we had Finn Balor taking on Alexander Wolf in his NXT UK debut. And yeah, he put away the Dresden Hatchet Man with a 1916. No surprise, Balor got the victory. Afterwards, Balor basically made it clear that he's better than the rest of the UK locker room. So seems like he might become a permanent member of the UK roster for the foreseeable future. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump to the March 19th edition of NXT UK. As we kicked off the show with NXT UK Women's Champion Kaylee Ray defeating Danny Luna, and yeah, Danny Luna had a good chunk of this match under wraps. However, the champion turned the tide. Afterwards, Kaylee Ray beat down on Danny Luna when Piper Niven basically made the save. I don't know what the hell that was. Next, we had Ridge Holland taking on Joseph Connors, and Ridge Holland, of course, put away Joseph Connors. Then we had Cassius Ohno defeating Kenny Williams. A lot of blink and you miss it kind of matches in NXT UK last week. And finally, in the main event, we had oh no, yeah, it was the main event. It was Gallus taking on Flash Morgan Webster, Dave Mastiff, and Trent Seven. Of course, Mark Andrews was supposed to be in the match, but somebody took out Mark Andrews, and nobody knows who. Anyway, at the very end of it, it turned into a massive free-for-all. However, Gallus got the victory by putting away Flash Morgan Webster. And that's how we closed out NXT UK from March 19th. Yeah, just quick and dirty recaps. That's all I'm doing for catch-ups. Anyway, so that being said, I'm War Machine MJ. Hope you guys are safe. Hope you guys are washing your hands and covering your mouth and staying home if you need to. But I will see you guys later.